So far in your adventures in Vanadil, if you've been following along with the guides, you have been in Defiant Challenge, you've stood atop the highest mountain, you've blown with the wind, wink wink nudge nudge, say no more, and you've been riding on the clouds. So what's left? Well, now you need to shatter some stars. This will be the guide to the limit break number 5, which is Shattering Stars. And this will be specifically for White Mage, although this will be a general guide for pretty much all the jobs, because I'm just going to go in there and kind of womp on him with trusts. Now, if you'd like me to do a traditional guide for all the jobs, let me know, and I will torture myself for you, possibly. So before we get into it, there is a Patreon, if you are so inclined, to get videos early access to the videos on the channel. So I will leave that one right there. And we're going to start, because this is White Mage, we're going to start with a spell. And this particular spell is a very important one if you are doing this solo. Do a little bit of an information dump here. So for the first 15 jobs, you have the quest Shattering Stars, which you will have to go and farm an item. And once you have that item, you'll be entered into a battlefield, and your support job will not be there. You will not have access to your support job. It will just be your main job, and traditionally it's a one-on-one fight. But if you have the Rhapsody and Umber, which you should if you've been following these guides, you'll be able to call trusts for the fight. Make it a lot easier. Now, something for White Mage, though, make it a lot easier as well. That goes for a ridiculous amount on the auction house for some reason, is the spell Repose, which is why we're here in Bastock Markets. I will show you where we are, at Sororo, Scribe, and Notary. Because instead of paying 300,000 gil, you can just come to this short, lovely person here and pay 33,000. That's about 10% of what it's going for on the auction house here, which I would not know why. So, perhaps the world may never know. So, if you are doing this solo without trusts for White Mage, you will probably want to have everything skilled up. Now, if you want to skill enhancing magic, you can just go anywhere outside where you can call a trust and cast it on them over and over and over again for skill ups. It won't be super fast, but it'll be faster than just generally doing it organically. Same with curing magic skill, and yeah, just curing and enhancing for that. Now, if you want enfeebling skill, you have to go and cast it on enemies. Worms pretty much anywhere is pretty good if you have the Stone Skin spell, or if you're a ninja with Blink, or if you're just using Blink, of course. The ninja Utsusemi spells are the same, similar, not the same. So there is that, and yeah, you can just cast up Stone Skin, or you can use a Blink spell and cast your enfeebling magic on worms somewhere, and they won't really be able to damage you that much. Or if they do, you know, you'll be able to recover from it very easily. Now, divine magic skill, you'll be skilling up the same way pretty much. So, you want to cast it on any enemies pretty much, and just watch those numbers go up. Now, occasionally there is a skill up campaign that you can piggyback off of, and just ride that to the top of the mountain, I suppose. But I'm going to digress, and we're going to get into this, and we're going to head to our next port of call. Now, before the angry mob outside of people that buy things off the vendors and sell them for jacked up prices on the auction house decides to burn my house down, this next quest takes place where all these limit break quests have started, with this gentleman right here in Rulud Gardens in Juneau. And you can see where we are here. You just want to chat with him for a cutscene. So once your cutscene ends, you will be directed to go get a testimony for your particular job. In my case, White Mage's testimony. And, well, I'm not going to list all the jobs and where you can get the testimonies, because that would take me probably forever. But for White Mage, you can get them from Lagoon Sahagins in Sea Serpent Grotto, Goblin Alchemist out in Cape Terragon, Gustav Tunnel, Labyrinth of the Unsozo, Kuftal Tunnel, Ifrit's Cauldron, the Coral Sahagin in Sea Serpent Grotto, the Yagudo High Priest in Castle Oz, Diamond Quadav in Quillen Dome, or Zeta Adamant King in Quillen Dome. Now, I am probably going to go pick one of these up from a Goblin Alchemist out in Cape Terragon because they seem to be the easiest. You may want to bring some trusts. Also, I'm not harping on about having your experience cap for this one because the next limit break is a bit of a different animal and will require some more advanced things. Anyway, I'm going to digress and go hunt me this testimony. Now, it might take a little bit of time to find a testimony, or you might come out to wherever you're going, and the very first critter that you beat might drop it. My weird recording luck continues. But anyway, once you have that, it's time to go and beat up an old man. So once we're back up in here, you just want to trade this man your testimony. Each testimony is good for 3 uses, in case you need 3 uses. And you'll have a cutscene. Now your cutscene will direct you to go and drop your testimony into a burning circle, and go from there. You just trade it to the burning circle, and you are good to go. Your battlefield will be Shattering Stars. Now, like I said, if you're doing this the old-fashioned way on White Mage, you're going to want to rely heavily on Stone Skin from your cures, which means Afflatus Solace and Repose. Now, for the White Mage battle, it's different from the other jobs solo. All you have to do is survive. But that's if you're doing it the old-fashioned way. We are not. Now you get the message that you can call alter egos here, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, our buddy Matt will have every job ability and spell that you can have, and also access to all the lovely monk hand-to-hand abilities and 100 Fists, I believe. So yeah, could be a fun fight, if you didn't have trusts. And if you do have trusts, it's gonna be a very quick fight. After the fight, you'll be unceremoniously dumped out into wherever that burning circle deposits you, and you can just kind of warp on back. So once you have returned from your ordeal, you just want to talk to Matt again and have another cutscene. And after your cutscene, your level limit is now 75, and congratulations, you're now at the level cap for the original game. However, we're not stopping there. And yeah, we're gonna remain familiar with these critters right here, the Nomad Moogle and Matt. So, yeah. Anywho, that's all for this guide. Like, comment, subscribe, bring a friend, have them do the same. Once again, I'm inclined to mention the Patreon, early access to videos and whatnot, other benefits as well. I shall see you in the next one. Until then, happy gaming.